So, welcome people of the World Wide Web. This video has been on my mind for the past week, and I feel like I want to put it out there to get people's interpretations. So, as many of you collectors know out there, space is a commodity. It's hard, you end up filling up stuff, and I've got sections like that. I go for every 6 months now, a year. I clear everything out, move everything up. Now, one thing that I've struggled to display properly without spending loads of money on stands is Batman the Animated Series figures. So a while ago, there was loads in B&M, and I bought a few others online and stuff because I really like the style. Now, they don't stand. They're really, really bad for standing. I'll just cut you a video to what I've got. So here we have my Batman animated collection. Now we have the Ventriloquist, the kind of animated version of Scarecrow, Nightwing, Commissioner Gordon, Ra's al Ghul, Bane, Killer Croc with a little girl and chicken, Batman, Detective Bollock, the Riddler, Harley Quinn, Two-Face, Firefly, Talia al Ghul, the Mad Hatter, Batgirl, I don't know why I struggled with her name, Zatanna, Robin, and Mr. Freeze. So the two issues I have, as you can see, Robin, unfortunately, his arm snapped straight off out of the packaging when I bought him. There it is. I knew I was sorry. There's angle. It's a clean snap, so somebody probably could fix it. And then obviously Mr. Freeze is the other one. His body did come away from his chest there, so I had to glue that. And then obviously his dome can sit on, but it isn't glued into place. Overall in really good condition. I say there's some dust on stuff of them, so they do need cleaning up. But I say for the most part, it is just literally dust and white through. There ain't really any marks, mainly on any of the characters, as they've only been taken out and put on display. And there you go, that shows all 19 figures that I do have. Obviously Robin with broken arm and Freeze, Mr. Freeze. Obviously I say his chest kind of, as soon as I popped it out, the helmet come off and the chest come apart, and it was a bit like, well, what is this? So I've glued the chest, and I won't basically hold that against anyone. I will be very forthcoming if I do. Now, the reason why I say that is because they can't stand them well. I've cleared it out, and I have kind of my DC unit multiverse figures there, and I've got loads of space now for more villains with a few heroes that I like, and I kind of want to get more. Problem is now, because they don't stand very well, and it's really hard to display them. I do like the designs of a lot of them, but I'm because I can't display them quite well, I'm tempted to sell them. So I've seen a few people try and sell one or two figures here, and they've not really sold for that much money. So I went to eBay and I did a gauge. So I went for all 19 figures. You probably can't see it, it's really hard. So basically I went through and tried to get, because they're loose and because they are complete, like what you showed in the video, I have all the accessories to them, they're all bagged up separately. But obviously the Ventriloquist, I can only find box versions of him for 120 quid. So I classed him at 90-ish, because he was complete but loose. Scarecrow was only 5, Nightwing was only going for about 5, Gordon was about 25 to 30, Ra's al Ghul is about 18 that I could find. Again, Bane 30, Firefly 19, Two-Face was around 20s, Harley Quinn was around 20, the Riddler was 23, a little bit more. Bullock seemed really hard. The only box one I could find of his was almost 90, so I kind of classed it as 75. My Batman, there's loads of different Batmans out there, but I put down 20 quid. It'd probably be lucky to get a tenner, but it is what it is. Killer Croc, because he's complete 20. Talia al Ghul was really hard. I couldn't find any loose copies. I could only find sealed ones, and that was close to 100, so I put about 80, give or take. The Mad Hatter was only 6, Batgirl 8, Zatanna 11, Robin £3.20. That's the last one that sold for. Mine's got a broken arm, so basically he ain't worth selling. And Freeze, the last one I could find was £19. So because mine is complete but the helmet comes off and I've glued him, I don't know. So I did all that up, and it come to about, I think, 480 quid, which was surprising me. I thought they wouldn't be worth a lot. Now, if you take 10% off for fees, I took I took the best part off. So I ran it down without fees and cost of posting it. If I sell it to multiple people and stuff, I'm probably looking at £400. If I'm lucky, that's the maximum of what everybody's sold off, and there's no guarantee that mine will sell in that way. If I wanted to maybe trade them, what would I be looking at? 19 figures. I thought, well, if you kind of put 10 quid a figure, give or take, you know, maybe take Robin out of it or something, and some high end. 200 quid I don't think is too bad. You know, if I took maybe 2 or 3 the cheaper characters out and kept them together. With the bigger ones, I think 200 quid would, you know, you'd be getting 12, maybe 14 quid a figure. I say, like with Ventriloquist, Bullock and Talia al Ghul, like literally that's almost 300 quid if you could get the top mark for those anyway, so you would be 100 quid up than whatever you wanted to charge on the other ones, because mine are mostly good condition, they just need a bit of dust off. So I was happy on that retrospect, but I was hoping like 10 quid a figure, like at the minimum, but I've seen sales that, you know, or maybe 200 quid. It is, you know, I'd love to get more. I'd love, as I say, you get 400 quid, I'd love to get something like 250, 300. But is that realistic? People don't really want to buy bundles. People don't really want to spend loads and loads of money. And if I have to split it, like I say, I could sell the Ventriloquist, Bullock and Talia al Ghul maybe, and maybe get the high ends of those figures, and then I could keep the rest of them. That is a possibility. But I don't know. I say, I do like the look of the characters, and I don't, part of me doesn't want to sell them, but because I can't display them, because they're in the way, and because it's just thing, I feel like it's better to maybe get rid of them, use the money and buy like a lot of multiverse figures, you know, keep some, maybe the cheaper ones, like maybe like Firefly that I really like, maybe Bane, take a few of the bad guys and put them in there, and then just sell most of them and then use the money to buy other stuff that I want. That maybe won't take up as much space, that stands better and look better. But I don't know. I am literally on the fence. As I say, at one moment I'm thinking, yeah, just sell them all, just make the money. And that's the problem. Like, do I try and sell these individually? Do I try and sell them as a bundle? Now, a lot of Facebook pages and that are against people putting stuff out there, like asking for prices and that, because they don't want. So that's why I've done all the hard work. I've looked at the eBay listings and I've done like reduced versions, but I mean, like when it's boxed, and I've done 30% less to an unboxed version, and then it's really hard to gauge, because obviously mine are all incomplete and mine even look better than some of the ones I was using, and it's really hard to get an accurate description. I mean, I ideally would want to possibly get rid of it all, which then you have the trade version, and then like, would somebody give it, I mean, I might go to like a comic store or a toy store and they go, well, we'll give you like £100 for it, and I'm like, I can't take like 5 quid a figure. That's ridiculous. That's not even getting my money back for everything I paid for it. You know, say when I bought, like half of these come from B&M, and they were like, I want to say like 7 or 8 quid a figure anyway, so I would want to recuperate my money. Like Batman I bought online for like 20 odd quid, and Robin I think spent me 15 quid. A few of the other villains, I want to say Riddler and someone else I couldn't find, and they cost me like 20 quid or something, just because I wanted to get as many as I could, and could never find a Joker for the life of me, or a big Clayface or Man Bat, but that's it. But yeah, so basically this is a video out there of, if you were in my position, what would you do? Now, I don't have to get rid of these. There's nobody putting a gun to my head saying you have to clear up space. I mean, I could just keep these on the table that's in the middle of my toy room for the time being, and then when I, you know, maybe I'll come across a load of stands really cheaply from someone, and then I'll decide to use them and find somewhere else to display them. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe, you know, is that 200-300 quid I possibly get worth it for then in 6 months time go, actually I really liked some of those figures, I really shouldn't have sold them. I say possibly selling some of the figures and keeping some of the, what, you know, maybe holding a few back like I want, as you know, like a Batman and Robin because he's got a broken arm, maybe Freeze because he's partly damaged anyway. I say like Bane and Firefly, keeping them as like a group of 6 or 7, and then selling like 10 of them, and maybe get, you know, with like Bullock and that. But then I kind of like Bullock and Gordon, you kind of, they're iconic characters, and it's hard. I'm all over the shop because I'm thinking of this. I don't want to dismiss it, but I need your input. So if you're watching this video, please let me know what you think. What would you do if you were in my position? I I really want to know. I plan to do a follow-up video once I've seen it, once I've had time, and I may even approach like a few places to see what they would give me. Just so you know, I mean, realistically, if I tried to trade them in or stuff, and I say they give me like they go for £100 or something, then I'm going to be like, I'll keep them. I'm not getting rid of them for that one. But who knows? Anyway, I've been Cypher Sigma Toys. Hope you're enjoying this video. And yeah, and welcome anybody watching this who's going to join me on the ride. Have you had an experience like this? And what did you do? I'd love to hear like anybody's stories in the comments, because it'd be good to know anybody's in the same situation as me. Anyway, I've been Cypher Sigma. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.